YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with some more 2019 NFL record predictions. This one's for the Buffalo Bills. We're going team by team, and we'll get through all the teams. Some days we'll have 2 uploads. Some we'll do 4 teams a day if it's possible. Most days we'll have 2 though, so we'll get through them. Plenty of offseason left. But for the Buffalo Bills, at this point in the video, I like to break down my thoughts on the team. The Bills obviously still young. Still on Josh Allen. Could there be a sophomore slump? I liked what I saw from him. I was surprised that he was able to do what he did in his rookie years. So there's still going to be some hiccups, some struggles, but I do like him. Other than that, a pretty balanced offense. Nothing with crazy firepower if LaShawn McCoy stays healthy. Possibly that. We'll see if Robert Foster can step up even more. That could be pretty nice. Love the Cody Ford pick up there in the draft. On the defensive side, obviously Ed Oliver was a good pickup. Defensive line, it's pretty much, the standout guys are, Ed Oliver, even though he's a rookie, might need some time. And then Jerry Hughes, who I like, and they have some other solid guys, but not going to get a crazy amount of pressure, or they're not going to have an elite run stopping. They're not going to be an elite run stopping team, but they'll be solid. And looking at their linebackers and their secondary, I love both of those groups, really. Linebackers, secondary, the whole thing. Pretty much every starter is solid. I like the whole group together. There's no really weak spots. I like Tremaine Edmonds a lot. I'm really looking forward to see where he goes. So, pretty balanced Bills team. Defense, I think the defense is better than the offense, obviously, and some young players. Right before we get started with the game-by-game record predictions, 20K is our subscriber goal. We're almost there thanks to our support out there. It's been awesome. Clicking that like button, notification button, much appreciated, as well as checking out our Twitter there in the bottom right and in the description. For these videos, we're using playoffpredictors.com. It's a great website, helps me out a lot, and you guys can use it as well. Link in the description, top of the description of each of these videos. So, let's get started. Bills at Jets, week 1. Both teams pretty much in the same situation. One finished 3rd, one finished 4th last year. Both sophomore quarterbacks, I should say, now, Josh Allen and Sam Darnold. So I think pretty even matchup. I think both teams are better on the defensive side. Week 1, I'm kind of leaning towards the Bills, even though they're away. I'm kind of it's a gut feeling, just leaning towards the Bills in week 1. Week 1 is showing us some crazy things pretty much every year in the past. But this isn't that crazy. I think the Bills, I think it's a pretty even matchup. It doesn't matter the home team should have a slight advantage. But any given Sunday, I think any Sunday, either of these teams can beat each other. They can beat other teams as well on any Sunday. But I like the Bills. It's just a feeling there. In week 2, Bills away again. I'm kind of leaning towards the Bills. It's hard to see them winning 2 away games in a row, maybe. Any team, really. But I'm going to do it. The Giants, I think, will struggle at first, no matter who's at quarterback, Eli or Daniel Jones. Maybe they can start picking up as the season goes on. Saquon Barkley could have a day in this, but the Bills' defense is solid. Linebacker group solid to slow him down enough, and they'll be able to score some points. Because this Giants team just feels like it's a rebuild team altogether now, which it was in pieces. Now it's just, I think, a one whole rebuild team. Bengals at the Bills. So their first home game, and the Bengals are a pretty good team early in the season. Seems like pretty much every year. It seemed like they were a crazy good offensive team last year in the beginning of the season. So when they're healthy, they got some rookies on defense last year that I think will step up, so their defense should be a little better. If they're healthy, I like the Bengals, even though they're away here. The Bills win 2 on the road and they lose at home. And then I did the Patriots video. There could be picks I could change because this is a process going through all these videos, but I'm sticking with this one. I had the Patriots winning that one there. So 2-0 away. As you can see here, 0-2 home. So unusual, but I think it's realistic here. I like the Titans in week 5. The Titans, as long as they're healthy, which it's early in the season, they should be. They got a bye week. Then I like them beating the Dolphins. I already did the Dolphins video as well. In Buffalo, they'll get this one. They'll definitely get this one. Eagles at Buffalo. That's just a good game. I still think Eagles lost some people. It's all about Wentz staying healthy. They could have their struggles, especially with their offensive line getting beat up and not really the same. But I still think they're the better team. But this is a weird matchup. I actually can see the Bills kind of slowing down the Eagles' offense and I think Josh Allen will be able to throw on that secondary, and they're at home. For matchup purposes, I actually like the Bills in that one. Washington at Buffalo, good game. Washington depends on the quarterback, but either way, then they're a pretty built team. Since it's a good game, to split this one up, it's always my deciding factor when it's real close. I like the home team. So the Bills get 3 in a row. That's a good 3 home games in a row stretch right there. Then they go to Cleveland. I'll take the Browns in that one. Pretty talented roster on paper. Can that go to the field since they're young? Can that translate? There could be some, young player mistakes at some point for both these teams, the Browns and the Bills, and other teams in the division, like the Dolphins. But I would like the Dolphins at home. They're very good at home. They struggle big time away, so they get that home field advantage there. If it's got to be Rosen at this point, it's got to be picking it up, but he could face some pressure because the offensive line. The Broncos at the Bills, pretty good. Ooh, this is a good game. It's a good game, but I think I like the Broncos because I really like the Broncos defense. It should have been much better last year. I blame coaching. They get a new coach in there. So 2 good defenses go head-to-head. I think the slightly better defense wins this one. So for the matchup reasons, the Broncos. I like the Cowboys at home. It's Thursday night. I love the home teams on prime time, as history shows. Ravens and Bills, Week 14. Good game. Good game here. The Ravens, to me, are definitely a better team, but I'm just thinking it's a good game because of the matchup. I think the Ravens or the Bills could cause matchup problems for the Ravens, actually. And then they'll slow down Lamar Jackson with their linebacker unit. I love the Bills' linebacker unit. They'll force them to throw, which they have a pretty good side. I think a very, very low-scoring game. I like the Bills. I just like that matchup. The Ravens will do better this year, pretty much guaranteed, but for matchup reasons, I like the Bills. I like the Steelers in Week 15. I like the Patriots in Week 16. Oh, boy, this is tough. I had the Bills beating the Jets away. I think they did that last year, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they flipped last year. And I don't see one of these teams 2-0ing or sweeping the other teams. So for that reason, I'll go with the Jets. So 6-10, I'm sure the Bills Mafia will let me have it for that. But young team, still growing. I like the future. Really like the linebacker group, the secondary group. Josh Allen definitely has a future. I think they could get better at the receiver unit, maybe the running back unit for the future. But it's a growing team. It's a team of the future for sure. I don't think it's. I think this is realistic. Going back and looking, I don't see these teams. One of them getting swept, unless there's some crazy injury. But it could be that way, or it could be the original way I had. Honestly, they could lose this game. You had the Bills, and honestly, they can win this game. So I kind of do this at the end. I did this last year at the end of these videos, but it kind of ends up being, well, if they maybe can win these ones that you said were close, but at the same time they also can lose these ones, so it's kind of back and forth. I gave them 3 wins there, so it's a tough schedule. I still had them win this 3-game winning streak when they play the Eagles and the Redskins, so I think this is very realistic. They could win this one, but again, you go back, they could lose some of these, so I think it's realistic. Obviously a little better home. I think they got a future. It's not a team right now. I know fans are confident, but can't really expect to do a whole bunch now. But last year every year is surprising. A team with the easier schedule. I mean, it's supposed to be an easier schedule because they finished 3rd in the division, but it's really not that easy at all. Some tough stretches here and there. But there could be surprises, teams going worst to first. It just doesn't seem to happen in the AFC East. I guess that's what it is. So we did every team in the AFC East except for the Jets. We're going to keep going through. NFC East will be next. Kind of back and forth between AFC and NFC, and we'll go division by division. Some divisions will take 2 days to get through. Some maybe at 1 point or 2. I'll have all 4 teams from a division in 1 day. I'll try to do that. It's going to be tough to do, but I know people hate waiting for these, but we also have plenty of offseason left to do these and other prediction videos, which we do have plenty planned, and we want to cover the NBA draft. So, a lot going on here at the Goat House. Appreciate your sports. Appreciate you guys watching any of these videos, but that's going to do it for this one. Goodbye.